Check 1 2. All right. Oh no, this music is a no. This music is a no. Genres. Let's go to this. Let's go to, I don't know. Let's try this one. This isn't turned on. Too fast. Nope. All right.
Unpredictable Artist has entered chat, and this is her badass introduction.
Unpredictable. How are you this evening? I'm just figuring shit out. There we go. Ha! Right on. Right on. How's your day been? How's your day been? Mine's been pretty chill. Nice relaxing day. Where is my tape? You've had a weird day? Good weird or bad weird? Or just weird weird? Making brownies. Nice. Just brownies or weird brownies? Well, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy me accomplish very little. Orange chocolate brownies. Normal otherwise. Right on. Very nice. Orange chocolate. That sounds good. Make me hungry. Spent most of the day messing with OBS. Sort of tidying up my my overlays and making things a bit more efficient. Because my setup was pretty messy. Kind of hack, tacked onto hack, tacked onto hack. Where's my other one here? Tajalik, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, my Easter's been going pretty chill, actually. Pretty chill. Hope you guys have also had a pretty chill time so far. I mean, making brownies is pretty chill. Playing with the new airbrush, nice. Nice. What did you end up getting? Oh wow, lovely. That's a great one. Harder and Steenbeck make really good products. I mean, you've seen me use mine. I have the Infinity, but the Evolution is excellent. That's got a 0.4 in it, I believe, right? Completely off camera. Forgot it was Easter weekend this weekend until yesterday. Yeah. Oh, 0.2 and a 0.4. Okay, cool. So it was. Did you actually get both needles? Like, was it a? Do they offer the Evolution in a 2-in-1 package? Cool. That's cool. Very cool. No, don't get me started about Cadbury eggs. It's the most controversial chocolate out there. So I'm trying to find a video here for you. Let me just see here. Let me just find it. Open. Copy video URL. I think this is it. Ooh, but it's potato quality. Just bear with me, unpredictable. I'm looking for a particular clip on YouTube to play for you. It's nothing bad. Don't worry. It's not like they're made by slaves in Bangladesh or anything like that. It more has to do with how that particular product has changed over the years. Okay, here I'm not actually going to play it on stream, but I'll paste the link. Yes, that's it. You're onto it there. So here's a YouTube. Anyway, I remember Cadbury cream eggs as being these egg-size chocolates, literally the size of an egg, a chicken egg, wrapped in foil. and being huge and delicious. Almost too sweet, but still, for my tastes, but still a lovely, midday chocolate on Easter weekend, and certainly something that we looked forward to as children. They have gotten so much crappier and smaller over the years that I just don't bother anymore. I really don't. Anyway. Yes, TJ, I completely agree with you. Although we have a lot of local chocolatiers here where I live, and they're excellent as well. We tend to just stick with those when we decide to partake. But let's see here. So you were going to get the HP. Etchy Bat, how are ya? Welcome. You were going to get the HPCH. You wrote CH. Do you mean the CS? I can't remember if maybe there is a CH. We were just debating the quality of Cadbury Easter cream eggs and how they have progressively become less substantial over the years. Well, there it is again for you, Unpredictable.
Etchybat has entered chat. Drift is connected to chat at 56k baud.
Drift, welcome. Well, there you go. That's good. That's a good thing, Etchy. That is a good thing because I, as a old person, have a very different recollection of them from my youth than what they are now. That is as an old person, though. All you young persons, sadly never knew them in their heyday. I tease. To be honest, I'd usually buy one a year because I do find them very sweet. I don't have an enormous sweet tooth. That's more my wife's department. And, yeah, I sort of just stick with dark chocolate.
Drift is connected to chat at 56k baud.
We're just talking about Tjaluk got himself a lovely Harder and Steenbeck Evolution airbrush. He's been messing with it today, or over the last week or so, I don't know. But, yeah, that's a good one. So what did you get as a compressor? I highly approve your choice. Harder and Steenbeck make extremely good products. And what have you been practicing on? Small tank compressor for a couple of years. Like one specifically for airbrushing, or is it a is it just an air compressor that you happen to have? It's okay, Chalik. We're all crap at something. For me, it's marine biology. I know nothing about it. Nice. I love homemade truffles. So Drift and Etchy, I hope you've both had a wonderful day off. First quarter of long weekend. I didn't do too much. I went for a walk at Butchart Garden and then spent most of the afternoon messing around with my OBS stuff, trying to tidy up some of it, because my stream stuff is a little complicated and was getting a little unwieldy. I thought it was time to kind of optimize some stuff, hopefully not break anything. Working on this piece. This is what we did last stream. I'd like to get this one done and get some of these pieces glued on. Red parts. Etchybat, the printer does still work. I'm also working on... when I first started streaming, I had some... I didn't know what to do for channel rewards, to be honest with you. So I've really been sort of trying to think of something creative to do for channel rewards. As you can see in there, my channel rewards are kind of non-existent, but I'm working on that one in there that's pretty obvious what it is. But you know, I figure if you're going to do something, do it. Yes. Well, perhaps one day you will find out, Unpredictable Artist. It's not actually going to stay up at 30,000. I just did that because I really don't want anyone to be able to click on it yet, because it's not finished. But you will find out. But yeah, you know, go big or go home, right? With them. So anyway, I'm working on something kind of over the top for that. Oh, and I finished. I don't know. I have no idea if he'll show up or not. Them's the risks. But I did actually finish Mr. Dreamcatcher Sky's channel intro. Hopefully it's not too cringy, but he's a big... make sure he's not lurking in here, although it'll probably trigger. No, okay. But I hope it's not too cringy. That's my only concern, is just knowing his tastes. He's a huge manga anime head. So I kind of took it that route. We'll see. I thought it was Saturday all day. I thought I did actually figure out how to make chocolate maple caramel last year. Very nice. If any of you want maple syrup shipped down to you, just hit me up. Hit me up. All Canadians get an oil drum every year as part of the socialism. That whole socialism package we have up here. Let's see here. Been making scale models for a long time, but I've been tinkering with some art, painting stuff lately, learning the paint mixing applications. Nice. So if you've been doing scale modeling, you haven't been doing it with you haven't been using an airbrush. This can't be your first airbrush then. This is just an upgrade. Nah, Drift. I'm on the West Coast. We don't get maple trees over here. Not that kind, at least. We only have ornamental Japanese and Asian maples. As long as the printer still works, it sure does. What in the world is more tape for the tape gods? Haha, looking forward to hearing it. Hearing and seeing. Let's see. I live in New Hampshire. I can go to Vermont and get good maple syrup anytime I want. I disagree. You don't go outside and tap your trees. Yeah. Now we have the tall, pointy trees here. I had to no-name Chinese brush. Oh, I had a no-name Chinese brush. Okay. Yep, the big Christmas trees. That's the one. That's what we got out here. That's what we have out here. That's right. Yeah, we don't get... I mean, we do have maple trees, but it doesn't get cold enough. It won't get cold enough here for any kind of maple syrup production. I occasionally play a video game called EVE Online, which is an online science fiction game. Played it for years. Surprisingly toxic environment, but that's fine. Whatever. But I was watching a streamer. He doesn't stream anymore. He just sort of told all his fans that he can't anymore due to a new job that he's doing. But he lives up in Anchorage, Alaska, and he had a chat going on about what the best syrup is. And they were naming all kinds of different syrups that are available in the United States. We don't really do a lot of different types of syrups. The whole conversation came up with how Aunt Jemima syrup, they're changing the name to make it more culturally and racially sensitive, which is fine. I don't think the name that they've chosen is perhaps the best marketing choice, but it's... Oh, I know none of that stuff is maple syrup. They were just talking about table syrups. And you have, like most things, you have a far greater selection of syrups in the United States than I do. Anyway, I said there is no equal. I mean, it's maple syrup. And he and numerous other people said that they have never tried real maple syrup. And I was absolutely gobsmacked. That there are people who have experienced syrup but have not had maple syrup. I just find that really bizarre as a Canadian. That's fairly common. Interesting. I don't remember what they chose as their syrup of choice. Yeah, the real syrup is expensive, but it's, you know, it's unparalleled in its syrupy goodness. So, you know, it's worth it. Two major exports. Yeah, so half of Canada's. That's right, Drift. Yeah. That's right. Even things that don't taste like corn syrup have corn syrup in them. All right. We got to recenter this. I'm sorry, guys. There. Yeah, that's okay too. I agree. I would much rather have something obscure on my, like a compote, or I shouldn't say obscure, that's the wrong word, but something like that versus, you know, Aunt Jemima or Golden. Google's compote. Yeah, compote. Unpredictable. Feel free to drop your recipe in chat. I have I have automods allowing recipes, so it's fine. Yeah, I mean compote's basically like jam without any pectin, right? Like you're not putting in pectin to make it solidify. Uh, yes, I do. I do need a recipe for that. You need a recipe to dump berries, but without yeah, but that's not really a recipe, right? It's 2021. A recipe is a web page that has 95% ads, a long write up with ads interspersed between said paragraphs of that, and then a very small recipe at the bottom of it that you have to scroll down to for 15 minutes, right? That is the new recipe. Oh, and a video or two on the way down that page. You and Drift are cooking buddies. I mean, I can cook, but I need instructions to follow. Jalek, I was more making fun of the fact that there's so many websites out there with recipes on them that are 90% fluff, ads, clickbait. I'll look for a recipe if I want to make something specific, right? Like if I want to make French onion soup, I'm going to find a recipe to do that. I'm not just going to wing it, right? But yeah, I can see myself if I wanted to make, say, a pasta sauce. I could probably look in the fridge and figure that out. All right, let's see here. A recipe for hard-boiled eggs. You know, I probably would. I actually prefer soft-boiled eggs, to be honest with you. And I find, I mean, when I say I need a recipe for hard-boiled eggs, I'm lying, I don't. But I would like, I do always forget that exact time range necessary to get the perfect soft-boiled egg. I do look that up. Because I'd much rather a soft-boiled egg than a hard-boiled egg. And it's kind of, there's a small little window before it's ruined. I rarely use recipes. When my mom threw a cookbook at me as she went out to go to the barn and said, make 4 bread for Thanksgiving, banana, cranberry orange, date nut, and one you choose, you'll find everything you need in the fridge or the pantry. Well, if you've been baking since you've been, now baking is a little different than cooking, though. Unpredictable. I mean, baking is science, right? You can't wing it with baking. I can do it as long as the instructions are there. Then it's like I'm building a kit. Dear reader, I made lemon bread because that's the only bread that's even worth the effort. And there's a recipe, as I've modified it over the years from the original print in my mother's 1970s Better Home and Gardens cookbook. 1970s, though, there's probably pimentos in that. There's probably pimentos and olives in that, and aspic, so be careful. I do need a recipe. I never remember the time. Yeah, exactly. Soft boiled, definitely better. Yes, okay, we're all on the same page. I'm glad you hear that, Etchy. We don't have to ban anybody. But I do have a cool magic egg thing that you toss in water. That's cool. Aspen 6, you're absolutely right. And welcome to chat, by the way. Someone told me that doing eggs in a pressure cooker actually makes them really easy to peel. Gentle readers, it may not change your life, but I promise you, no one will ever throw a cookbook at you again with this superior lemon bread. That's too funny. There were none of those things in the lemon bread. Awesome. Oven too. Very cool. Very cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. I don't think I'll ever do a cooking stream. Only because our kitchen is very, very far away from my streaming setup. I considered doing a distilling stream, but there's some legalities involved there that I'm not sure I want to have to think about. Actually, it won't matter if there's overspray there. So I got that done, that. I did these two little bits, didn't I? Yes. Jalak, I tend not to. I tend not to be honest with you. I don't do nearly as much Gunpla as some of the other Gunpla streamers. I started doing scale modeling many years ago, armor and such, of which most of my models are still back in Ottawa, Ontario, where I grew up and lived for a large portion of my life. Moving out here, I got back into it more with science fiction resin kits and like the stuff from Lucas Ampriolo and Industria Mechanica, lots of that sort of that kind of stuff. And most of my Gunpla has been sort of simple, quick builds. Like, I can't even remember what they are. I'm that bad at it. I have a Shinanju, or a Sinanju. I believe it's a real grade. Not the greatest. Just a straight build. But yeah, I mean, I've tinkered with doing some kit bashing as well. I have a model that that'll probably at some point start on stream. A kit or like a model of my own, sort of my own idea for a resin kit that I was going to try to produce, but that's sort of for another time. It was all based around. It was like a. Do you remember those? What were they called in the Matrix? Those things that were in the tunnels that came after the Nebuchadnezzar ship. It was similar to that. Hey, now, scalpels. For all you people thinking of getting scalpels, I kind of regret, and I hope I didn't hurt anybody, on the stream the other night that Addy misgraded when everybody was talking about these. Yeah, I'll come back to this. Let me finish my thought there with the flying octopuses. So I was going to do a resin kit that used a kind of around that kind of premise, sort of a floating multi-tentacle armed drone, sci-fi drone type thing. And but the centerpiece, like the eyeball in the front of it, and it had these sort of like flower petal type armor plates that were on the ends of these tentacles around this center eyeball part. That eyeball, yeah, like the Sentinels. That's the word. That's Sentinels. In fact, I think I called the project like Sentinel. I can't see the box. I don't know where it is, but that center eye was a Nixie tube. Do you guys know what Nixie tubes are? Think of like those silly Nixie clocks that have sprung up all over eBay and Instagram kind of thing, with the vacuum tubes with numbers in them, glowing orange numbers. So it had one of those in the front of it. The type of Nixie tube, not the ones that are bottles where you're looking at the where the tube is like this and the numbers here. They're the ones that you look straight on. They're round. So you're looking down at the top of it, and it would just quickly rotate through not random numbers, but prime numbers. It would just flip through prime numbers. It would just list them all off. I did it all through I made a Nixie driver board for it because I have a little bit of electrical engineering in my background. And high voltage Nixie driver board, as well as the Arduino coding necessary to drive all that. But I got far enough to make the iron plates and the Nixie tube set up and the necessary parts in there to do that, to hold the Nixie tube. Sorry, and I was using Sculpey at the time, yeah, I sort of just put the project in a box and walked away from it for a bit because it got kind of burned out. But anyway, yeah, that's my story about my kit bash. But I'm definitely kind of thinking of getting back on that. I know some new techniques and things now to do some of the sculpting techniques I want. And hopefully that'll be a project for later this year. Stonks and Blondes, welcome. And I am just using a green, it's made by Opmark, green 18-inch by 24-inch standard cutting mat, nothing fancy. 1 centimeter divisions on it. Paint and dirt from much stuff. Oh, right, scalpels. Okay, so you don't, like, the way that a scalpel blade goes on, there's a little... So there's a tiny little groove here, and you can see on the blade that this narrows, and that narrow bit is what ends up in that groove, okay? So that narrow part is what sits in the groove. So you put it on like this, right? Makes sense? And it goes, and it slides in. But what you never want to do, like if you've used X-Acto knives, you're kind of used to pulling blades off like so with your fingers on either side of the blade. Never, ever, 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 ever do that. Because if you slip, you'll just cut right into your finger, probably right to the bone. So what you want to do is always use a pair of pliers to put the blades on. Okay? And to take them off. To take them off, you're going to just grab it with a pair of pliers, you lift the end, and you pull it off. Okay? Pliers. I'm just using flat pliers. Yeah, do not pull it up and slide it off like that, because if it slips, your finger is going to be pressing in while sliding over a scalpel blade. And a gentle reminder that scalpels are literally designed to cut these things open. It's just you kind of get used to with that X-Acto knives, right? You can untighten them and just pull the blade out, but you really want to use a tool when you take your blade off of a scalpel. And you'd mentioned that you could only find them in packs of hundreds, and I kind of thought, oh, that's odd. But then I realized afterwards, no, that's really normal. You normally buy them in packs of hundreds, but they're cheap, right? So, but just what's nice about them is there's tons of different blade types, tons of them. What type of cutting mat? Right, scalpels. Oh, do people paint? Some people hand paint on their cutting boards. This is just a really old cutting board that I've done a million projects on, which is why it looks kind of ugly. I've considered getting a different one. I wouldn't mind getting a one of those black ones, because at this point I don't really ever paint on this. Thank you for the PSA. The more you know. But yeah, I love scalpels. I love them. I will never, ever use or buy an X-Acto again. Once I've depleted my X-Actos, I'll just continue. I'll just continue with scalpel blades. Well, it's funny here. You don't normally see Tajaluk. You don't generally see them in stores in Canada, at least. But you can easily get them on Amazon. You know, and the blades just come in little... They come in these little foil packets, sterile packets, that are sterilized by gamma radiation. And if you don't know the number, you can usually just do this and sort of feel for what it is. Yeah, you can see the curve there, but anyway. Call me TJ. All right. Sounds good. What did I click on there? That way you won't have to maul my name. I'm sorry. Doing this backwards again. So TJ, are you thinking of modding, doing some scribing and stuff on your kits? Hey, yeah, and great question there from Drift. Spill the deets. What have I done here? I need that in there real tight. No, I don't. Ugh. I'm being a dum-dum again. Smooth brain. Smooth brain moment. RG Shenanju. Very nice. Very nice. It's cliche, but the Sazabi is my is easily my favorite Gundam model. What kind of customizations? Describing? I did know that, Drift. I did know that, yeah. And there's also all the what is it? L-Gaiam? Never know how to pronounce it. Give me a name, I'll maul it. I'll maul it, like TJ says. Like drip, drip. Ekhibat. L game, yeah. That probably makes the most sense. L game. Yeah, because that's all Nagano as well, right? Nagano. 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 And in fact, wasn't it his disappointment in that led him to start 5-star series? Yeah. That's what I had heard too. Don't like the shoulder covers. I sanded them back. Smooth and added armor bracing on the... Oh, that's awesome. Ekhibat. Yes. As a fellow weeb, I knew of Ecchi before the added flying mammal edition. So your name is a weeb identification device. Smart. Yes, but the fact that you went with that name, it does speak volumes. It's a great name. What's the story behind Drift? Is there hidden meaning there? Also a great Twitch name. Hey, cool. Very cool. Post-apocalyptic wanderer. Very common themes. Very common themes in your life and mine. And also a nod to my own weebness, yeah. That's what I'm saying. The fact that you went with that is telling, but not in a bad way. Nothing but admiration. Sounds cool. No, it was, you know, really it was, that actually isn't all that wrong. But something came up and we were looking at just great sort of Latin like quotes, or, you know, I don't want to say proverbs, but I can't remember what class we were in. I think it was either English or it may have actually been Latin that I took for a little bit in college. And that line that I mentioned, and I think it was Ter23 who looked it up for me that one time. Corvus non eruit. There's no there is honor amongst thieves. Basically, that whole idea just sort of stuck with me. It was just such a cool sort of statement, saying. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I like it. I'm glad I got it. It's actually pretty popular. But my social isn't quite as tight, you know, with that as far as what I can, you know, what handles I have for it. But I do have the Instagram one that's the same as the chat or the Twitch one, and that is that's really all that counts for me. I don't really do a lot of Facebook, because it makes me uneasy, and Twitter's just not that big up here with my circle of people. So I just sort of stuck with Instagram. And I know Instagram is essentially Facebook, but I don't know, there's something about it that's a little less. And when I was doing, and it stuck too, because way back many years ago, I did a lot of watercolor painting and I started up Corvus Oculum as a little watercolor art account, and got kind of a stupid number of followers, in my opinion. And I just kind of stopped doing that and kept, and then one year decided to start it back up again. And started posting all this stuff that's completely unrelated to watercolor painting. Also, people don't expect me to be female when they see my name. Huh. Yeah, you know what? You're right. There's not really as much. It's not. You're right. It isn't that important on Facebook, is it? And Twitter is accessible these days. Yeah. I must admit that I often make the mistake of just kind of rolling with the he pronoun, and it's a habit that I'm trying to I'm really trying to cut back on, or catch myself doing on Twitch. I'm old. Blame it on my age. Yeah, you see, Unpredictable, you're somebody who I did that to. I think I said, you're a philosopher and a gentleman. And you corrected me, which is the correct thing to do. Instead, they're disappointed that you aren't a bird. You've got one parrot that just does the most incredible motorcycle. We live in a pretty residential neighborhood, but just every once in a while, some asshole just goes through with their Harley. Like these 40-kilometer-an-hour speed limit roads. Just, it's ridiculous. Hey guys is a gender neutral. That's a good tip. I might steal that. And by might, I mean I am going to. I am going to steal that. Yeah, it's just a terrible, unpredictable, it's just a terrible sort of like default position. And I'm really trying to not do that as much. African Grey is named Nagano. It's a coincidence. Sure. I assumed you were a female from your manner of speaking too, Echibat. Hey guys doesn't seem general. Well, you know, you could say guys. Hey guys. Like, I think that what Echibat means is if you came across like a group of people, if you came across 3 guys and 3 girls talking to each other, you could easily walk up and say, hey guys. And I think that the women in that group would not assume that you're only addressing the men. Like, I can see that. But yeah, I guess maybe technically, like if you were... I guess technically that's maybe not correct, but I can see how people guys can kind of come across as meaning everybody in front of me in a group. More so than coming up and saying, hey, gals. Dude, terms gone gender neutral. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Okay, well, Unpredictable, how do you handle it? What's your go-to technique? Folks. Yeah, folks, people. All y'all. I can't do all y'all. Trying to train myself out of guys. So, well, maybe that's not that. Maybe that's a very valid point. Food for thought. All right, I think I've got all of this. Nope. See me jump there? That's another reflex you develop when you use scalpels. Oh, and unpredictable? Turn off all your jump scare rewards when you're using your scalpel. I think that'll be okay. All right. I think we're good on this guy. It's not the cleanest in there, but that's okay. It's gonna be pretty hidden, I think. I really like guys, so unless someone is offended by it and tells me, I haven't been trying to use it. To not use it, sorry. I haven't been trying to not use it. It's always been girls. Hey guys, yeah. Because when you say hey ladies, you immediately think get funky right after that. At least I do. That's why I never say hey ladies. Just going to put one little piece over here. Yeah. Yeah. It's all so complicated. I might just go with humans. Hello, humans.
Cruising down Santa Monica Boulevard with the top down, Ter-Ter-23 has just joined chat.
Ter-Ter-23, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you this fine Friday evening? Apologies. Saturday morning. Great to see you. Hope you've had a wonderful holiday weekend start. Humans does have a certain charm. I know, and it kind of fits my personality too, to be honest with you. I'm going to just go with that, I think. Because it's kind of like it makes you question whether I am one. Because you can just add that little bit of condescension to it, right? You can throw in like a, hey humans. Right? I'm sorry, Ter, did you just call me a hoe? How dare you assume I'm human? Ree! Too funny. Too funny.
Cruising down Santa Monica Boulevard with the top down, Tear 23 has just joined chat.
You meant to type how. That's all right. Feeling wonderful. Drift aloha. No. I was thinking that addressing me as a human gives me pause, and I wonder what that says about myself. I did a terrifying Halloween costume one year where I dressed up as a doll and moved like one all night. No one would stand next to me. Perfect. Perfect. For me at a party, that is exactly the outcome that I want. I consider it a great success. Great minds. Great minds. Yeah, we're talking about pronouns. And the great dilemma of being a Twitch streamer and having no idea who's on the other end of that broadcast. And having to come up with words that don't offend. Trying to find the other one of these. Might be in here. There it is. You have to be willing to stand weirdly all night, but it's so much fun. I also wore really huge eyelashes, very precise makeup, and a whole matching outfit. The easiest part is just to blink at really weird times. It makes it more convincing. TJ's, I am old. If I am offended by something, I leave or turn it off. I don't whine about it or try to burn the world. Yep. That's fine too. Shit, if more people just walked away from stuff that they were offended with, everything would be just a better place. Well, I think it's more along the lines of if TJ hears something that he doesn't agree with. I'm just thinking here, where is my reference? There was another stream I was watching, a Gunpla guy, and they were talking about cancel culture and Karens, and how there's a lot more anime coming to Western countries, and they were concerned about that sort of cancel culture, taking out anime. certain anime shows, that a vast number of people in the in North America would probably have a great many things to say about. I didn't, I could have spoken up and said, guys, it's not going to happen, right? Because Japan and that entire industry generally don't really care about us over here, right? If they can sell Blu-rays to, the Japanese fans, then it's a success. What happens on Netflix is kind of irrelevant to them, to the producers of said shows. And so, but it was an opportunity to get into an argument, and I think along the lines of what TJ was saying. Instead, I just kind of kept quiet on chat and said, you guys are sort of thought to myself, you're insane thinking that North America is going to have any influence at all over Japanese anime production. Just hang on here. I just want to get my reference stuff open. Right. All right, I get upset when I come across chats on Twitch that are going on at length about how female streamers have it easier because they just have to wear low-cut shirts to get fans, and I usually point out that sort of advantage comes with the disadvantage of being rudely hit on or harassed. Yep. That's not wrong. Yep. I don't necessarily disagree with, so I'm not saying that there is an advantage to it without the disadvantage, but I do think that it's interesting to see, just as an experimental point, the number of individuals on streams like that are lurking, if that makes sense. Like, often you come across that kind of a stream where that's exactly like what you just described, right? Where you have a female streamer who's got a bit of cleavage going on, and they're doing something. Probably, actually, the ones that I've watched, they're doing whatever they're working on usually quite well, and so it's not as though there's a reliance entirely on that for their successes. But what always fascinates me is how inactive some of their chats are. And maybe it's completely coincidental or anecdotal, but it's, you have a streamer with, say, a dozen active people in chat, but there's 700 people following, right? And I think that's what sort of that's where some of that concept of all they have to do is wear something low cut to be successful. I think that's where they're seeing that. People who make that statement. Attractive men get followers from being attractive too. Fewer men try to actually be attractive in a way that would attract women, though. It's interesting, unpredictable, when you say you usually do something about it. You usually do say something, then, depending on how it's received, I'll stay or leave. Yeah. I don't think TJ was speaking directly to you when he made that comment. But you're absolutely right. The more aware we are of these problems, then the better prepared we are all to know to know how to. What am I trying to say? The better prepared we are to appeal to all people's personalities and desires as far as how they want to be perceived. Yes. Yes, that's very true. I agree there. That little tiny bit there. TJ. Thanks for coming by, TJ. We'll see you next time. I'll be back on tomorrow evening. Have a great Saturday. Or you're in Australia, so have a great day. You guys are ahead of us, aren't you? Way ahead of us. One thing I will say is that I'm very careful entering into any kind of thought-provoking sort of debate with only the medium of words on in a chat, because it's very easy to be misheard or misread without all the extra information that comes from natural dialogue with someone. They do. They absolutely do. Which is why when I do get a little, when I do think of making a statement in people's chats or even in an email or something, I'll usually take pause and think, you know what? No. Anyway. They are indeed, yes. Tone is everything. I'm excited to know how those eraser pencils work, Etchy. And drift. Oops. Toothpick down. Those two good. Now where's this piece? And my Stream Deck's not working again. There we go. Yeah, I was sort of surprised at that too, because when you watch Luca using them in the video, they really do look like they're sort of like a soft they're spongy. They seem to be spongy. Just trying to figure out where this piece goes because I don't remember. It's there. And it's dark. See, Ter, that statement I would have found extremely offensive, but you put in the LOL, so it's okay. Yeah, all right. Le. What am I doing? All right, music change time. Why are you running the Spotify installer? Quick question for those of you who've been watching me for a while. How many channel points do you have? Just ballpark. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Maybe I should keep that at 30,000 then. Ter, how many do you have? I think you were even in here prior to Achibat and Drift. I did these wrong, didn't I? I gotta pay more attention to this shit. 10. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's because they were subbed. They were subbed and you weren't. You earn channel points faster, don't you, when you're subbed? Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I think Terry hadn't wasn't or hadn't subbed until I think you actually Etchy got her a gift sub. Sorry, Ter, just you hadn't arrived yet, but I was just saying today I spent most of the day working on a single ridiculous channel point reward project. Because I had a bunch of sort of stupid channel point rewards and I wasn't happy with them, so I deleted them all. And like I got one in there to hydrate. Like, I don't know. I'm just copying people at this point, which I should not do. I'm always unhappy with myself when I just copy other people's stuff. You're right. That is actually not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. I did have something similar to that before, but you're right. I should do that. I should do that. There will there be a theme song involved? I'm not spilling what it is. I'm not spilling what it is. Other than it's going to be fabulous. Fabulous isn't the right word. It's going to be an extravaganza. How's that? Yeah, but I stay away from my cats. Because they're my kryptonite. That's a good suggestion though. Unpredictable. And Etchy agrees. It's I can do that. That's easy. Oh, I know. I was just thinking, I have a cat. I can take advantage of that. No, wait, I can't. And it's definitely going to have a cooldown. Tell you that right now. Can't believe I'm doing this again. I really like what you do, Etchy, with yours and the gambling. That's brilliant. For those of you who haven't seen Etchy's, she uses the channel. She uses the channel points to do and the channel point predictions to do and plays blackjack with everybody, and so everybody wagers their channel points, right? And you actually can win more channel points. It's really cool. Now I mean it worked for me, but I guess there are some countries where you're not allowed to do that kind of gambling, and that's disabled. Am I understanding that right? Gotta rep Vegas. Fabulous Las Vegas. My wife and I just finished watching The Stand. Vegas didn't come out so well. Yeah, some countries don't allow it. Well, it's okay up here. Worked fine up here. Yeah, it's lots of fun, Tear. She gets out the little, how was it? It was mediocre. Wasn't bad, wasn't great. Was maybe a little too, and I mean, I know I've read the book, but I can't remember it very well, because I read most of my Stephen King when I was a teen. it was maybe just a little too biblical for me. A little too much, a little too God against the devil. But I mean, that was the story. But they really laid it on pretty thick in this adaptation of it. You know. And Canada generally is, at least the circles of Canada that I herald from, are pretty secular. Like, religion isn't, I mean, it's here for sure, but it's not nearly as big a thing as what you guys have down in the States. Hey, Crafty Skull Corvus, how are you? Long time no see. Welcome, welcome. I think we need to do some shout outs. Three amazing artists. Go follow their streams if you haven't already. Follows are free. Unpredictable artist, I'm assuming that's me, lol. Corvus Prime. Yeah, we had this discussion. When Crafty Skull Corvus has entered chat, you can refer to me as... actually, no, that's bullshit. On my chat, you call me Corvus. But on others, you can refer to me as Corvus 3000. Or that other guy. That other Corvus. Here you can take Corvus. Too good. Were you streaming tonight? Corvus Prime? Passing the Corvus around. There's enough Corvus for everybody. Actually, you and Drift should get some pet crows. You're most welcome. Nice. That's right. Here a Corvus, there a Corvus. I've heard they can be kind of, well, I've heard they can be problematic. Hey, cool. Cool, cool, cool. No, go away, Google. You can easily like adopt an entire murder of crows by just being really nice to them and feeding them. And then they'll usually start to do your bidding, is my understanding of it. And they'll attack anyone else around you. That happened to a friend of mine. He every time he left his house in Toronto, there was just sort of a local kind of flock of crows, and he would feed them like every day. Every time you see them, when they left, when they came home, got to the point where they were always there expecting handouts, right? And I mean, he didn't take them into his house or anything like that. These were just wild birds that he started to, just give a ton of food to. And so they came to expect it as a reward. But if he were to come home with his girlfriend, they would attack his girlfriend. They would like dive bomb her. And it got really bad, like to the point where it was getting terrifying. But personally, I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Curtis Summers was his name. Anyway, sorry, so Crafty, you were saying no streaming today, but did yesterday with my first 3D print. Awesome, that's great. Welcome to 3D printing. Drift is the resident 3D printing streamer here. Well, he's not a streamer, sorry, but he's doing a crazy big print right now for Etchy to paint on stream of giant Baba Yaga printable, I guess D&D or tabletop terrain. And I'm so jealous that you're using Vanta Black. I very almost ordered some of the new one there, the version 3, only to discover that the shipping was just was a no to that deal for me, because it was something like it was like a $20 of paint with $60 of shipping for me to get here at least. I would love a crow. So smart. Interesting how they use tools. Yeah. I don't see enough. To pull that off. Otherwise, I totally would too. Crows learn to recognize faces. That's right. Remember who the good people are. Yeah. Unpredictable. That's what they ended up doing. And then they slowly stopped. They slowly kind of tapered it off, so that they just eventually kind of just gave up on him. At least I assume that's what happened. To be honest with you, I haven't seen him for a very long time, so it could just be a pile of bones somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, please do. You can go post any link you want in there. Crafty. I'd love to see that as well. I can put it on screen for everybody. Cool. That's wicked. That's very cool. That's awesome. I have to get some of that. I have to get some of that. It's worth it. It's worth it for the shipping now. You've convinced me. Yeah, I was going to ask, is that 3? And did you airbrush that, or was it just hand painted? Don't go away, stream elements. I know, right? What? It's a hole. You've created a hole where the skull used to be. Did you hand paint it? Well, did you paint it with a brush? Very cool. It's nuts. Yeah, I think I may have been trying to order it from the wrong place. I didn't do that tape right. Yes, it is 3. 2 coats, hand painted. Okay. Because I think there's a way of getting it shipping from the States, and I believe the one that I was ordering, he was trying to, like, for whatever reason, it was shipping from the UK. But thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. Very cool. How fragile is it? Out of curiosity. Or is it too soon to tell? Did you put a third one in? Yeah, I mean, I had this, sorry, I did the one with the 2. This guy here. That's very impressive. I have a Sazabi conversion kit. I should just do in that. I ordered the US one. You still can't get a good shipping rate. Oh, hey, thank you. Thanks, Etchy. Yeah, I'll check again. It was over Christmas that I was looking, and I may have had a little bit to drink, so, you know, that old inebriated shopping. They're Easy Climb Blue. I gotta look at these. Stuart Semple. No. Yeah. High pigment super matte acrylic. This stuff is all such It's all so fucking bullshit. Registering colors. Non-toxic. I'll have to rethink it. Petty art drama. I know, and Stuart is really good at it. I bought what last night? The worst is when you don't even realize that you bought it and shit just shows up. Without protection, yeah. And my understanding is you can't really do anything to it, right? You can't. If you spray it with some kind of, even a dull coat, you'll lose the effect. Yeah. Well, I'll look into it again, and potentially we'll be having a conversation with you, Etchy. Potentially. But it could possibly be, depending on what was going on that evening, that I was trying to have it shipped to Cambodia instead of Canada. Film the faces of a few people who drunk shop when their deliveries. Well, I didn't mean to say I forgot where I lived. It's just that Cambodia and Canada are extremely close to each other in the in lists of countries, right? Like they're right next to each other. So it may have been that. Yeah. And I'm just guessing. It might not have been that. It might really be just $60 to get here. But I don't know. As I think back on it, and you know, just some of the comments that other people on streams have said about it being, you know, kind of, you could tell if I was in the room with them, they kind of look at me like, what? I don't think it costs that much to get to you, buddy. But anyway. That blue looks pretty hot too, Etchy. Well, it's right there on the front page, Corvus. Sorry, Crafty. No one saw that. Oh, it was just announced yesterday. I was going to say maybe you were drunk shopping when you got it. Yeah, I thought the version 2 was or version 3 was really just an improvement upon 2 in it being cheaper to make. I heard that. Didn't hear anything. No one clipped it, so sorry. Yeah, just the very fact that it's on his front page like that, it was probably just announced. Potions. I'm interested in his World's Goldest Gold too. For the 5-star stories KOG Night of Gold. But I don't know that one spoon you did Etchy. This one here, not that. This guy. That looks pretty shiny. Right? That looks pretty shiny to me. You know, these look more matte. These guys over here. But that right there, gold powder, terrifies me. I purchased a dress dummy a month ago. Doesn't seem ship mail May. I thought we talk about shiny new things in the mail. It's me thinking, when do I get it here? Yeah. I want to see a co-stream with you two. Yep, no problem. Corvus. Yes, Corvus? So, Corvus, what do you think of me? No, you? Me? No? You? Chat would just be a mess. No one would know. I know, and that's just... Yeah, that might be a deal breaker. What are you guys still talking about this? This mirror finish one here? So that's just a bunch of coats of you've got the gloss sealant there, right? Just one coat. See, what I'm thinking is actually going even a little more hardcore with it. Yeah, the gold powder one on the far left is buffed. With, oh, it's buffed on and then a single coat of sealant. Okay. Okay. So the kind of granulation you see in it is that the powder, or is it like orange peel or some other effect of the gloss coat that you have on it? Is what I'm curious to know. Because if I can, okay, it's less grainy without the gloss coat, more of a mirror. But the grain is the flakes. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll have to think about that. I mean, I'll probably just have to get some and try it, but I don't know. Someone look up phobia, glitter phobia. What is that? What's the word for that? It's also less grainy looking, and yeah, I believe that. Cameras tend to make everything kind of amped up, and they kind of mess with the contrast, especially if it's a cell phone that you took it with, where they're going to be adding all kinds of clarity filters on them. I have a nail kit with green metallic powder. Yeah. According to Google, it's sparkleophobia. Yep, I got that. I definitely have that. Fierce. Like, I'll even look in an envelope that I get, like of a birthday card or something, before I pull it out. Who are you? No one. I just don't want glitter stuck to me. You buff directly onto the mold. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen you do that. Yeah. Where you put it in the mold. You put the glitter powder in the mold, right? And then you pour the resin on top of it. Is that what you mean? I know. I'm sorry if I disappointed anybody. That's right. That's right. You have to be understanding of other people's shortcomings. It is a shortcoming. I mean, hey, we both work with resin, but I do this crazy shit, and you do that crazy shit. I do have some pretty paint. I'm sure Etchy does too, actually. Well, actually, no, that might not be true because she uses acrylics. But when you get, I don't have a jar of it here. Hang on. bottle's not full, so it's harder to see now. And I'm out of the gold. The gold does it too, but it's empty. Yeah, that's Alclad lacquer. Black chrome lacquer. Yeah, you really don't want any of this glitter on you. What have you guys been talking about me about? The glitter goddess is love and commanding. But you see, I don't pray to the glitter goddess, right? That's not my god. I mean, you've heard me say it. More tape for the tape god. More resin for the resin throne. Right, here's my offering for this kit. That's my sacrificial tape ball. The tape god. This might be your only redeeming time. I just noticed these little indentations here, so I'm trying to mask those up too. You should make little people with the tape bobbleheads. That's a great idea. I should find a way of, to be honest with you, I usually just collect them until I finish the project, then I throw them out. Because compulsively collecting things is generally a bad idea. But I might just take you up on that. Too funny. You guys are a riot. Holiday decorations. I'm tempted to bust out into singing Silver Bells with tape balls. But no. How do you get that in a scrapbook, though? This is going to be about this big when I'm done. Oh, a photo of it, okay. use some of this. These little pieces are such a pain in the ass to mask because they have really tight corners. And I'm using the Tamiya tape, which is sort of the stickier of the two that I use. The Vallejo tape is not very sticky. So I like this one because these little sharp corners, like what you see here, this little ridge pattern, it's better for that, but it still peels up. So right before you brush them, you airbrush them, you have to kind of flatten it all out. The English language. And the poor bastards that have to learn it as a second language. Actually, Crafty, that's you, isn't it? I remember on one of your past streams we had that discussion. Airbrush. Photos. Photos not the object. Then you don't have to keep all the tape. Glitter. This one shouldn't be too hard. No. I hate every moment of it. Yeah, what was I saying? What was the example I gave you? I remember now. Though thought tough. Though thought tough. Right? Though thought tough, ought not, fought, bought, brought, thought, thoughtful, though thought tough. Makes no sense. Okay, let's cut this. Keep poking holes in it. There we go. Might have to reinforce this with an extra piece. Actually, that's not terrible. Let's get the other side done. Actually, what I might do is just try to put a corner in there. This will work. Yeah, that'll work. You know, you guys make fun of me for my glitter phobia, but I can do shit like this for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Actually, that cost clay you were using, that's the stuff that C-Not uses, right? That's the clay that he collabed with, right? It's kind of... and your nippers, that's right. Dare. It's kind of rubbery when it sets up, right? Or after you've baked it, if I remember correctly. Am I talking about the right stuff? Yeah, so it's kind of flexible. Cool. That's a really neat idea. And I would imagine it has, it makes it just so much more durable, I would imagine. Where do I want to put this? Is it bake only, or does he also sell a two-part? Like epoxy sculpt. I'm going to trim these. It behaves just like any other polymer clay when you're working with it. I tend to use Sculpey for stuff. I know I'm going to cast and cost clay. Right. Yeah. They only have baked clay, no two-part. Okay. Cool. See, the sculpts that I've done have been for stuff like this, for kit bash parts. That Sentinel thing I was talking about earlier. And some of it is Sculpey, some of it's kind of all over the place. I did it in Sculpey, I did it in Aves. Yeah, I never had issues with Sculpey and casting. Etchy's probably done a ton more than I ever have with it, but she would know more than I. The fine details or the nuances of it. Monster clay, yeah, I've heard that's pretty amazing stuff too. Yeah. I mean, I'd imagine anything that is guaranteed, correct me if I'm wrong, Etchy, guaranteed to not have any kind of sulfur products in it as a clay is going to be all right for casting with. Which is why you can't just go and buy kids' plasticine for making 2-part molds, because there's sulfur products in it. Yeah. Because the sulfur will stop the silicone from setting. You also have to be really careful with primer, because when you're kit bashing in particular and you're sticking bits of found objects together to make something, you're often tempted to prime it to make it look less like a bunch of junk glued together and more like a robot or something that you've made. But certain primers do not mix well with silicone. Namely, I know the one that is definitely a no-no is the Tamiya. Tamiya primers don't work well with it. No Dreamcatcher tonight. Hope he's okay. Maybe rum and wine wasn't a good idea. A's to touch up and sand before casting. Yeah, well, it's more like it's really just I wouldn't normally do that either. Yeah, it's like Jesus, dude. The it's more of just a technique if you're doing a kit bash that you would you might have all kinds of junk that you're cutting and putting together. Sometimes it's going to be styrene, sometimes it might be bottles. You might use something, a ribbed lid like this, in some kind of piece of sci-fi, doing a sci-fi kit bash. And it's really commonplace to just prime it quickly in gray, so that it kind of, you lose all the visual clutter of all the different colored parts. And it's all the same, it's all the same texture, it's all the same color, so it just looks better. And then you can break it up if you decide to break it up and cut it up and cast, using it as a master. But you have to be really careful about what kind of primer that you use. Unless you just gloss coat the whole thing, which is another option as well. A polyurethane gloss coat is fine. But yeah, obviously, in an ideal world, you would absolutely not put anything on the surface of the master and just cast it. I just wish all that stuff was cheaper. Yeah. Yeah. I have yet to see anyone stream doing casting or mold making. I don't know if Crafty's still around, but I think I had asked you in the past, if you're still here, if you did any actual, or if you made any of the molds that you used. And I think you had said that you were sort of working up to that. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Could do a co-stream once I feel the need for it, because I'm not going to just bust that out and do all that shit for no good reason. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of moving parts. Vacuum degassing and all that crazy jazz. Can't be done in your office. Yeah, I do it in here. I just put on a ventilator and turn the fans all on. This piece sucks. Everything's really deep. Hey, Crafty Skull Corvus, thank you so much for dropping by. Always a pleasure hearing from you. Always a pleasure hearing from you. You take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm back on again tomorrow evening around the same time, and I might do some stuff during the day. We'll see how the weekend fares. 3 hours taping, 3 minutes painting. Yeah, we're getting there. Might be more than 3 minutes this time because I have to do 2 colors. But I have one more piece. Try to do this a little more intelligently. Let's see how quickly I could do this now that I understand the part. Now that I've developed this arcane knowledge. Given to me by my benefactor, the tape god. Etchy, always a pleasure. Take care. Have a great sleep. And we'll talk to you soon. Can I take that down there? Yes. The other thing I've been looking for that I can't find are some like hospital grade surgical fine tip tweezers. These are about the pointiest ones that I can get. But I'd love to find a pair that are truly like needle tips. That aren't so there's more to that that aren't like $150, which is what the actual medical supply places seem to want. We'll go this way. Sometimes it just doesn't curl the right way. There we go. I also need to find myself a very small pair of scissors. Or like scissor tweezers would be better. I should just get a pair of those. I'm actually really surprised with myself that I don't have those. That's exactly the kind of thing that I would have. This is going well. We've already almost finished the hard part. Ter, did you have to work today? Or did you get a holiday? Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. Four hours of site tours, construction boots hard. Quite the look. Oh my god. Not construction, not hard hat and high heels. Got some steel-toed Louboutins. It started that way. Did the developer just say, yeah, no, put these on? Oh, we're getting close. I can taste it. I draw the line at the porta potty, though. Man, those construction site porta potties are probably like some scary ass biohazard shit there. Yeah. Super gross. Super gross. All right. If we got this one done. I think we do. All right. And this guy here. Oh, sorry. This one. Not this guy. Well, what kind of honey? I mean, I guess what I would say unpredictable is how much do you like honey? Yeah. Sounds to me like you should buy that $60 honey. Unless it's going to put you in a financial hardship. In which case I would say, don't buy the honey. There will come a time where you can buy as much of that honey as you want. Yeah, my stream provides no life advice of value. I want everybody to know that. None. All right. I don't know. This link looks a little sus here. Is this stream safe? Unpredictable? Huge as plastic. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Just finished masking 5 parts. About to hit the spray booth. Right now we're looking at honey. Ultra enriched raw honey. I mean, fuck, it's ultra enriched. Be stupid not to get that. Again, I mean, why are you even asking? That is some fancy honey. Again, if you do want some actual life advice, I would say that, again, I reiterate, unless it puts you in financial hardship, go for it. If there's perhaps a less expensive but high quality alternative honey, then maybe look at that. Didn't you say it was $60? Oh, okay. You're going to buy more than one. Yeah, I get that. So, I mean, you'd be buying a large quantity of honey. I mean, do you eat honey obsessively? Do you eat so much honey that you need to buy this on an ongoing basis? The other question I'd ask is, do you like salmon? Are you a fan of salmon? And do you like berries? Is the other question I'd have. Because if the answer is yes to all of those things, I have a suspicion that you are in fact not a human. You are a bear, ma'am. Oh, okay. We're all right then. We're all right. Don't worry, everybody. She is not a bear. I love swordfish, though. I don't know if bears have an ability to actually catch swordfish. All right. Mmm. bee vomit. Might be a bear scale. I would say a solid 7. All right, is this going to work? Does this work? No, we need to restart that camera. Sorry, I just need to dick around with some stuff here. Let's see. We want this. Deactivate. There we go. I just want to check one thing here. Where's that piece? Yeah, it is the darker one. Okay. Oh, but that isn't. So I need this paint. I'm talking to myself, sorry. All right. Love swordfish. Oh, no, wait, I do love smoked salmon. Where does that put me on the might be a bear scale? I already answered that. Solid 7. And that's out of 8, by the way. That's a 7 out of 8. What were you doing in my backyard? Tear has likely been in all of our backyards at some point. That's just my read on her personality. I'm kidding, Tear. I'm kidding. And, all right, let's do some airbrushing. That's right. That is right. The culmination. Need a toothpick. Okay, these ones all get the dark color, so we're going to get them out of the way. I think this moved. It's gonna. Oh, I see it. Actually broke. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, guys, just bear with me here for a sec. I need to fix something. Just going back here for a minute. Let's see here. Just need to glue something quick here, guys. Just hang on. Don't know if that's going to work. My 3D printed GoPro mount broke. I'll just old school it with some tuck tape. Figure out a better solution for that for tomorrow. Just adjust this a little bit here. All right, that'll work for now. Okay. Yeah, we're getting there. All right, so this is the custom color that I mixed up. That's a very slightly darker than this base light color. We really don't need much, so we'll just put in some drops. Rapid, which gives us the matte finish. One-to-one ratio of 15 drops of thinner, 15 drops of paint. Make sure our tape's all nice and tight. Looks pretty even. Okay. What color? That green you mentioned before? Wait a minute. That is the wrong paint. That was close. Ah. Dollar store grade Q-tips. Okay, streamers with painted nails, regardless of gender, but the nails look like shit. Chipped, wrecked, messed up paint, awful. Discuss. Hardworking streamer. See, Drift, I have trouble with that. It's all I look at. I love me a good Manny. A good Manny on a Manny. Okay. What do I need? Do I have a dark gray? That'll work. Okay, that had future. It's this one. No whoops this time. Lots going by in chat there, but I don't think it's anything that concerns me. There we go. While I too appreciate the fact that men are normalizing nail polish, depending on their personalities, it is not something that I have any interest in wearing. It's just not my jam. Okay. Oh, look. Missed a big piece there. It's all good, Tear. Tape God showed it to me before the deed was done, so it's okay. Ooh, that was close. Another one there. Lazy. Okay. Good. Right. Clean this out. I can imagine. Okay, that'll do. All right. Now, this seemed like it was all nail polish talk, but let's see here. Hardworking streamer. I've never used scented nail polish. This is weird. I appreciate dudes normalizing men in nail polish. Everyone deserves shiny. Love a good manny. Do you know polish pickup tear? Dude with fancy nails is not a turnoff. Let's put it that way. But what about a dude with fancy nails that have been chipped to shit and he hasn't done anything with them for 3 weeks? No, I'm so intrigued. Indie polish companies open the first week every month. Limited supply. Shows up 3 weeks later. Polish pickup. Different time each month. I like nicely kept fingers and toes on a man. No polish, just neat and tidy. Neat and tidy is a must. Polish is a plus. We'll check it out. It's open right now. Woohoo. Indie nail polish. You probably don't care about indie nail polish. No, I don't expect. But Tara and I do. Yeah, that. Hope it fades. Went to the site. Much harder to paint my nails with my cat. Pretty sure it was. Okay, that's fair. 3 weeks is a little long to go with chipped nails. Yeah. Well, just if you're streaming. If you're a streamer, right? Like, you know, I mean, my nails aren't great, but they're not gross. All right, Drift. As usual, thank you, thank you. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Wonderful sleep. It's a good nail polish remover if you're ever in need. Yeah, we'll see you. Have a great Saturday. I hope it's as productive or unproductive as you want it to be. We're just going to make some offerings here. More tape for the tape god. No. It's fine on your skin. Dries it out a little. But other than that, it's totally fine. More tape for the tape god. I'm sure the newer nail polish removers are fine these days, but I mean, wasn't that stuff just basically acetone before? Like, and that's some nasty shit. Send in the nippers. No tear. Tweezers. So is it in the good stuff or is it in the average stuff, the cheap stuff? Tear, never apologize for using the word nippers. Just you be you, okay? Nippers, spudgers, tweezers. No, but I mean, if they remove the toxicity from nail polish remover, you know, to make it just safer, does it still work as well as the old-fashioned stuff with that was essentially just pink-colored acetone? Okay. You need the hard stuff to get some of those other ones off. So once these pieces are painted up, I have a couple little pieces of photo etch that I'm going to do tomorrow. And for the legs, and then we should be, we might by tomorrow evening be in a position where we can start assembling legs, which will be good because I know this one's a bit of a bear. Lots of fine little details. But I called it a bit of a bear. I'm sorry if that was offensive to anybody who might actually be a bear. But basically, yes, there's more tape for the tape god there. Now let's do these. I'm excited about these because that contrast between the dark. I mean, with patience, you could do anything. But how much patience would you have if there's an alternative? Yes. Yeah. You know what that is? That's exactly what I would expect a bear to say. hope these turned out okay, because they're a bitch. And I'm sorry if I just offended anybody out there who's actually a bitch. Post some links. Let's see your work, Unpredictable. Tiny little mark there. I'm not sure what did that. I can probably paint that out with a brush, so I'm not too worried. Let's keep going here. You've only done one nail. Oh my God, you're slow. If you had used some tape, maybe. Just saying. Mask them. Or even like a little template, right? A little template, right? Just cut it out of paper. Use the airbrush. Run it right across them all. Done. I literally just described the Homer Simpson makeup shotgun of nail polish. Okay, let's see. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Good workmanship. Good workmanship. Looks like you might be able to. Looks like it could maybe come in a little closer here. Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. And I wasn't sure. I apologize. I should have asked if you wanted comment and critique, or if you were just showing us. But it looks nice. You know, that's almost. It looks like it's a color shifting paint. I'm assuming it isn't because you haven't said it is. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Very cool. All right, a couple more of these. Like a mood ring. You do that to fake a straighter nail? Makes sense. I actually have paint on my nail. Is that everything? Yes. All right, one more piece. There, last offering of the night. More tape. More tape for the tape god. More tape for the tape god. More resin for the resin throne. More sprues for the sprues lord. More paint for the paint queen. You know what? With hobbies like this, unpredictable, you need all the help you can get. You need all the help you can get, believe me. So a couple other little tiny pieces like this, but they're solid colors. I'll do those tomorrow. That fits in there, for example, like that. And there's another dark gray piece that goes in here. I like the red, nice little pop of color. And then there's a dark gray piece that goes on top of this. That'll probably do in the German gray, which is this color here. And then I think I'll have most of the feet done. But there's a few little pieces of photo etch, which is this stuff. This is like, usually it's brass. This is some kind of metal, or some kind of shiny metal, not brass. These are photographically etched out of metal with an acid and UV light. Warlander, how you doing? Just coming in at the tail end of things. Welcome, welcome. Just finished painting up these, or masking, 3 hours of masking these parts for 3 minutes of painting, along with a lot of other tomfoolery and shenanigans that slowed me down. Grand debates about pronoun use on stream, nail polish, how to train crows to do your bidding. How you been? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. I've said it on Etchy's stream. I'll say it here. It's the, what do I call it? The Twitch time dilation phenomena. Doing wicked, right on. Were you streaming this evening? Oh, sorry, and we got Unpredictable is showing showing off her nail polish. I am not a bear. A hot tub miniature painting stream. That's like in an actual hot tub? That's some pretty cool. So this is either Unpredictable Artist's hand, or it's the hand of a victim that she has mauled, that she has painted. I tease. I can't believe you painted a miniature. Okay, like, can you post a picture of what it looks like, Warlander? I'm not a bear. Unpredictable. I'm gonna have to just change. I'm gonna have to change your intro just to say I'm not a bear. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. And you know what? The other night, Unpredictable, I totally misread your chat post saying that when you were saying, you were talking about yourself saying all the time. Is that right? Because I misread that as you were watching my stream and I was saying all the time. Is that right? Like, is that yes for that? You say all, yeah, you see, okay. So you see, that's great, because that reinforces that I'm perfect. And that's what I want desperately to believe. I can't believe you painted a mini in a hot tub, Warlander. That's insane. You're perfect too, Unpredictable. Never change. We're all perfect here. There's Tear with her nippers. There's Drift. My favorite Drift saying is just, heh. It's the best. None of us are, well, I don't know about that. But still, I'm on the fence with Dreamcatcher. Seared in their minds forever. Did it turn out okay? Or was there perhaps, I'm going to definitely go and look at the VOD. Do you do VODs? Yeah, I would imagine the humidity, you don't have VODs. Oh, well. I would imagine the humidity may have not been the best thing for painting in. Warlander has a crazy ex-wife. Too funny. Too funny. I can't remember who it was when I made that comment that I was thinking of. I think it was you'll dig up some video right on. I think it was one of the guys who does maps. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I know Brush for Hire does. And I'm just trying to remember who it was I'm thinking of specifically. Of course, I followed 400,000 people. Christine from Simply Nailogical taught me masking from minis. Cool. Well, it doesn't matter. Oh. Friendly Pyro. Friendly Pyro. That's who it was. Super talented artist. But I just could not. Yeah, I couldn't stop staring at his fingernails. Because they need a little bit of a touch up. Right on. Right on. You know, hey, like I said, I mean, it's if you're working with your hands on stream, right? You're going to want to make sure that they're not, you know, that they're not awful, right? Anyway, I also need to whack myself in the head. Why's that? Oh, I didn't know that. Yet another thing I'll try to remember. All right. Well, folks, I think we are going to pull the plug here. They don't need to make it. Yeah, they don't make a big deal of it. That's cool. But hey, if I remember it, if somebody's told me that, that's fine. On the down low, I'll try to remember that and go from there. Because it's the little things that mean a lot to people. So thank you all for your time and your company. And, you know, it's those little things that you remember that show that you care. So we worked on the Gundam Double Zeta this evening. We got this little tiny piece here done. One in the back, and this. So we're now at the point where I have basically everything right up to here painted. And we should be able to start assembling. Actually, right up to here. Right up to here. You guys can't see what I'm pointing at. I just realized that. Smooth brain. In my head, you were. In my head, you were supposed to see a cursor. So yeah, I pretty much have everything painted right up to like this whole thing. I've got this whole thing done, except for two little pieces that are done in the dark material. Whoops. I need to do this piece. It's a single piece, as well as in the front, this piece here. But everything else is done. A little bit of photo etch, some decals. I haven't decided if I'll do the decals after it's finished. I probably will, to be honest with you. But photo etch definitely has to be done first. There's photo etch. The photo etch isn't actually on the isn't actually on the reference pieces that we're looking at here, but I'll get that in there regardless, because it does make stuff look nicer. Like there's a piece that goes in there. There's a piece in both of these, and where else was there some? Oh, now I'm saying I'm a lot. In here, there's a piece here, here, and here. So, and one here. Just makes those boosters and vents a little nicer, a little more interesting. So yeah, I'll do those tomorrow, likely during the day, unless I keep playing with my channel reward extravaganza. But regardless, I will be back on again tomorrow evening. And yeah, that's that. Thank you everybody thank you Huge's Plastics for the follow. Thank you everyone else for the shenanigans, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. There's only, I believe, the 3 of us in here right now, so I am not going to bother rating anybody. I doubt anybody is on who yeah, no. All right. Everybody, take care. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow maybe. Ciao. Good night, Warlander. Good night, Tear. Good night, Unpredictable.